Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. This Raw was all that and more as we have the WWE Draft. Who is coming to the red brand? Who is going to make an impact? A lot going on. A lot of these names right here that you'll see on this list right here who made it to the red brand and some that made it to the blue brand. We'll get to the latest. Also, too, crown jewel implications as Goldberg makes his return and he looks to confront Goldberg, the legend himself, looks to confront Bobby Lashley. What's going on with that? We'll talk about that. And two, what's going on with this? Could we see Drew McIntyre and Big E battle it out down the road? We know Drew is heading to SmackDown, but what's going on with Big E and stuff when the WWE title picture? All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show N2 legendary wrestler Jake the Snake Roberts return too. So we'll get to all this and more, even the WWE draft moments, and even some more. Where all this, the Pro Wrestling Show, starts right after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Thank you all for joining us here on the Pro Wrestling Show here on Connect TV. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show as we get to the Raw Ring Report. All right, Monday Night Raw kicked off with a bang. I mean, with a bang indeed. It kicked off with none other than the SmackDown Women's Champion. You know who I'm talking about. The SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, kick off Raw. And Becky Lynch made a historic announcement as well. She announced that she has been drafted to Raw. Becky Lynch coming to Raw once again. Becky Lynch left. When you think about it, Becky Lynch left Raw to vacate the Raw Women's title due to her pregnancy at the time a year ago, and now Becky Lynch back here again. Now Becky Lynch back on Raw is having the SmackDown Women's Championship with Toe. So what does that do? It make things complicated as she called out Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair came out there, the Raw Women's Champion. We all know that Charlotte has been drafted to SmackDown, and Charlotte carrying the Raw Women's title. It's the obvious pick. The obvious choice is they probably gonna have to switch the belts. Or one of them will lose their, or both. One of them will lose their belts, or both of them will lose their belts. So we know Becky Lynch is heading to Raw. She'll try to continue her feud with Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair had got a history lesson from Charlotte, and Becky trying to stir the pot, trying to see if Charlotte can go against Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair has been going against all the four horsewomen and testing her skills as late. She won the Royal Rumble. She defeated Sasha Banks at WrestleMania in the WrestleMania main event. She went against Becky Lynch in that unfortunate match at SummerSlam that ended in 26 seconds. And then she had that match over the spring with Bayley. So could Charlotte be next in line for Bianca? We had to wait and see later on in the show. Also, too, Shayna Baszler, we thought she's gonna stay on Raw and dominate. No, Shayna Baszler is moving to SmackDown due to the draft. Shayna Baszler took out her frustrations and her Candace on Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke didn't see it coming. You can tell. Look at Dana Brooke tapping away. I thought Dana Brooke was it was kind of rumors and stuff that Dana Brooke could have been pregnant and stuff. There was the rumor allegedly, but we just didn't know at the time. Well, Dana Brooke taps out due to her, I guess Shayna Baszler been on the road, taking out women like her former tag team partner Nia Jax and Eva Marie. Eva Marie's former assistant Doudrop Didn't like what she was. Didn't like what Shayna Baszler was gonna do. She was gonna break Dana Brooks' arm, Dewdrop, and Shayna Baszler may have something down the road. These two women and stuff, and Dewdrop standing up for herself, standing up for the women's division, making a name for herself, and wants to take it to Shayna Baszler. So we'll see on that. Also, two newly drafted stars, Ali and Mansoor, they're moving to SmackDown, as well as Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. So they could just save their match for SmackDown. But you know, these four up and coming tag team stars battling away. You see Ali taking the Angel Garza. Angel Garza trying to rip off his pants to show Ali what he's all about. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo defeating Mansoor and Ali. See this rivalry continue on SmackDown sooner rather than later. So you know how that go. Also, too, the WWE champion Big E made his appearance, being drafted to the Red Brand. I mean, he when you think about it, when he won the WWE title, he was still a member of SmackDown. So, I mean, he won the title and got to it. So hey, you know how that go. Big E taking it to Drew McIntyre and Big E want to fight each other, and they want to fight each other for the title, and it will happen at Crown Jewel between the two men. But Dolph Ziggler came out there, and Dolph Ziggler made a good point. Like, hey, y'all owe me because I'm the one that brought y'all into the WWE. Big E, I brought you into the WWE as a bodyguard, and you know stuff like that. Even Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, he brought him back from obscurity when Drew was fired by WWE and Dolph brought him back. When WWE put them together and they won the Raw Tag Team titles, and all Dolph wanted was a thank you. And Drew and Big E was thinking about it, and they said no, maybe because of Dolph Ziggler's ways or something. That's what it may be. But Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, you know, said what? Hey, Bobby Roode's a better. So watch out, Dolph, with Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode might turn on you too if Big E and Drew McIntyre feel the same way and stuff. But they had a tag team match. The WWE champion Big E splashing Dolph Ziggler down on the apron. Also, too, as you see right here, Drew McIntyre taking it to Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode called himself Big Bob or something. I don't know what was that. And Bobby Roode made a statement about he's lean he's what being a bodyguard to Dolph Ziggler and having the tools like Drew McIntyre. He do, but WWE ain't gonna utilize him because of his age. I don't know. WWE just I don't know. WWE way at the last minute. He was a good start in TNA, but you know how that go. They WWE kind of suspicious with TNA stars. They want to make their own stars, and so Big E used his all his force and his strength and the power and use that big splash. And you see right here on Dolph, and then Dolph a Claymore kick, and the Big E and Drew won the match. So Dolph, Big E, and Drew will meet at Crown Jewel for the WWE Championship. Could Drew McIntyre take the championship away from Big E and take it to SmackDown? I don't see about that, but Big E holding on to his WWE title as much as he can. He clamping on Drew, looking at it. Drew could be a three-time champion, but unfortunately, it might not be the case. But who knows? Also, two who need a new resurgence. Kevin Owens came back. Kevin Owens got drafted from SmackDown to Raw. So Kevin Owens leasing a new life. And a lot of people in the rumors and reports saying that Kevin Owens may just draw off his contract once his contract ends and head out to AEW with his friends to recreate Mount Rushmore, allegedly. But Cesaro came out there. Kevin Owens felt disrespected and gave Chizuru Cesaro a stunner and left Cesaro laying and stuff. So you know how that go. Kevin Owens, the newest member of the Raw roster. Also, too, Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash, the women's tag team champions. Well, you see Natalya going against Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash on Raw. I mean, Natalya's a member of SmackDown. Where is she going? Oh, well, I guess they don't care. It's just rules and stuff, so folks can just flow everywhere they want to go. Well, as you see right here, Rhea Ripley put quick work to Natalya. So, and then too, Natalya and Tamina have been split. So no more Natalya and Tamina going forward. Tamina's been drafted to Raw. Natalya has been stayed on SmackDown. Also, too, Big Bad Bill Goldberg came out there. Big Goldberg want a piece of Bobby Lashley and wants revenge after what had happened at SummerSlam when Bobby Lashley won his WWE Championship match over Goldberg due to some uncharacteristic events. But Goldberg's son tried to jump in, and Bobby Lashley put the hurt lock on Goldberg's son. And Goldberg said this gives him the license to kill. And Bobby Lashley and Goldberg will meet in a no-holds-barred match. Anything goes. So Goldberg took it upon himself to spear um, Shelton Benjamin and take out Cedric Alexander. Bobby Goldberg wants his hands at Bobby Lashley. And I hope this might not be the case because, I mean, you were reforming the Hurt business and they should have just kept the Hurt. To me, it's just like you should have kept the Hurt business. It's like, why would you break them up earlier this year and then you put them back together and almost at the end of the year? Come on, it just don't make no sense. But, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like you should have kept them with it because that's what they did with the Four Horsemen. Kept them with the title. It just don't make no sense, but it is what it is. But Goldberg will meet Bobby Lashley one-on-one at Crown Jewel in a no-holds-barred match. And Bobby Lashley even said, bring your son too. You know Goldberg going to bring him. I don't know if Goldberg going to get his receipt or not, but it only be the case. Also, too, the New Day went against the Hurt Business team of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. And see right here, New Day about to leave Raw, going to SmackDown, Xavier Woods in Kofi Kingston. So you see right here the clothesline by Xavier to Cedric. Even Xavier kicking Cedric's head off and stuff. You see Xavier Woods said he wants to be in the King of the Ring tournament, which he got a point. He's been talking about it for so long. Y'all might well gonna put him in the King of the Ring. So hey. And then the endorsement a year ago, around this time, Xavier Woods, the Street Profits was leaving Raw, going to SmackDown. Now it's the same way. As you see the New Day leaving Raw, going to SmackDown, it's like they switch brands all the time. I mean, you can't keep one brand out the other. So hey, the New Day going to SmackDown, leaving Big E in the time being. You know how that situation go and stuff. The New Day making this move, making their move, making their time, making making the effortless appeal. So congratulations to both the New Day and Street Profits, even the Street Profits. They're staying on. They didn't want to get broke up. So good for them because WWE knows how to break up tag teams when you think about it. Also, too, speaking of tag teams, the tag team champions are Rated Arcade Bro playing games with AJ Styles and Almost. Well, Randy Orton won the match against Almost. AJ Styles kind of felt. AJ Styles said, "We're gonna fall for that hook, line, and sinker." So, I guess they give Rated Arcade Bro something to work with in the tag team situation. You see, Randy Orton delivered the RKO to one-time rival AJ Styles. Randy Orton giving AJ Styles glimpse of what's going to happen when they have their match at Crown Jewel for the World Tag Team Championships of Raw. So the World Tag Team titles will be on the line of Raw. AJ Styles and Almost challenged Raw Tag Team Champions Randy Orton and Riddle. So, hey. The main event was Raw's newest draft pick, Bianca Belair, taking on the Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, who's been drafted to SmackDown. It was the first two top picks of the first round of the draft. And you see Bianca Belair using the cross scissors on Charlotte's neck. Charlotte even tried to get the upper hand a little bit. Well, you see right Bianca trying to deliver a suplex to Charlotte, testing her skills in the ring. Even Bianca drop kicking Charlotte. This could be a perfect women's championship match. They could have just kept Bianca on. I mean, they could have just kept Bianca on Raw. You know, they drafted. This could have been a Raw match right here. Well, it was, but I'm just saying you just gonna get a one time only deal, but you'll never see this again unless you be at Survivor Series or something. But you see right here, Bianca taking it to Charlotte. Bianca stomping the, I was gonna say stump the, out of Charlotte. Charlotte receiving the stump. Bianca Belair, Charlotte with a spear, taking spear down. Becky Lynch, the SmackDown Women's Champion, was at ringside for commentary, and she was watching this match real closely and intently about Bianca. Even Charlotte delivering a suplex to Bianca. Next thing you know, Becky Lynch decided to get involved and take Bianca Belair out onto the barricade with a suplex of her own. Next thing you know, the boss, Sasha Banks, who's staying on SmackDown, taking it to the SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, and leaving her laying in the ring. Becky Lynch was trying to pummel on Bianca Belair, but she got to watch out. And Sasha Banks. So we know that Becky Lynch will defend the SmackDown Women's title against Sasha Banks and against Bianca Belair. So it's going to be a triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's title. The only idea SmackDown can keep the title on the show is if Sasha wins the title from Becky. That's the only way, but I don't know for sure. But Becky Lynch has been champion for long. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna swap those belts between the two women. So look for that happening. The belts will be swapped between Charlotte and Becky going forward. So Becky will be the new Raw Women's Champion, the title that she never lost. And Charlotte will gain another reign as SmackDown Women's Champion into her impressive resume. All right. That ends the Raw Ring Report. Let's move forward to Hot Topics. On Hot Topics this week, we continue on coverage of the WWE Draft, as you see right here. This is the lineup for SmackDown, the new roster. It will take effect after the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. As you see, notable names such as Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, Charlotte Flair, the Raw Women's Champion. Will she be the SmackDown Women's Champion? Only time will tell once this is be effected. And Roman Reigns, the number one draft pick, will stay on SmackDown and dominate SmackDown. Roman Reigns has been on SmackDown for nearly 3 years and never left the brand, but has became Universal Champion and marks his 400-day reign plus reign as Universal Heavyweight Champion. Or World Champion, whatever, the same thing. He is still a World Champion. Drew McIntyre on the list. Hit Row on the list. Who else? Notable names: Sheamus, Ricochet, Jeff Hardy. You got a list of names that could be on there. For the Monday Night Raw side, I think Raw got the more advantage. Bianca Belair drafted the Raw. SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, who could be Raw Women's Champion. She's drafted Raw along with her husband, Seth Rollins, drafted. You see, Big E stays on. Big E getting drafted to Raw. So Big E keeping the WWE title on Raw. Roman Reigns keeping the Universal Championship on SmackDown. The two world champions right here, as you see right here, the two current WWE world champions are on different brands, but representing their championship. Charlotte Flair getting on SmackDown, but we don't know the situation with question mark on Raw. The Raw Women's title. Drew McIntyre finds a new change of scenery on SmackDown. So we said too, husband and wife, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, moving to Raw. So we don't know with Becky Lynch, but her husband, Seth Rollins, is coming along with her. So, hey. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo moving to SmackDown. I would like them to stay on Raw just to get more appearance. But hey, even this too, Jinder Mahal moving to SmackDown, the brand that he got more attention. We just know because Roman Reigns on there, then you ain't gonna get no more attention. You should stay on Raw. Miz staying on Raw. Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, Dolph Ziggler, Dana Brooke, Liv Morgan. Everyone's coming to Raw. So and then even a notable name too, Gable Stevenson is coming to Raw, but Gable Stevenson is gonna springboard from NXT all the way to Raw, and he's the Olympian. So I guess they got a lot of faith in him. They're gonna build him a gym, a training center. Gable Stevenson taking his skills and putting his tested skills on Monday Night Raw. He's jumping the main roster. We'll just see on that. So hey. And then too on Raw, the possibilities are endless. We could probably see Finn Balor and AJ Styles fight finally. They on the same brand, so it could happen. So look for that. Also, too, Big E. Someone took a meme of this Big E making out with the world title. Okay, Big E having too much sexual intercourse with the WWE title. All right, Big E. We know you love titles. He did that one time with the Money in the Bank briefcase. That was kind of weird and strange to me, but it is what it is. But if he likes props and likes to make out with it, that's on him. It's just weird to me, but hey, you do your thing. Speaking of that and other related wrestling news, we know that this week MLW, we never spotlight MLW, but we're going to spotlight this week. MLW will present Fightland. You see right here, Jacob Fatu, the MLW World Heavyweight Champion, defends his title against the MLW National Heavyweight Champion, the MLW Openweight Champion, I think, yeah, National or something like that, yeah, Open National or something. Alexander Hammerstone in the main event for MLW, a special they'll be on Vice, and I probably presume they'll be on YouTube after the Vice preview. So look for that coming up. A big fight heavyweight championship match between these two gigantic men that put it all out for the world title of MLW. Look for that. I'm gonna watch it too. Also, too, could we see Bray Wyatt making an appearance either in AEW or Impact? They're saying Impact Wrestling is trying hard in its best to get Braun in the Fiend. I think he'll fit right on in Impact because Impact is all about the supernatural and stuff. And then they need a bigger star. They need a mega star. So I want to say let him go to Impact, but AEW got too many stars. I think he'll fit right in an Impact. Impact just had to utilize it the best as they can. So let's hope. Also, too, finally, the legendary Jake the Snake Roberts return after an absence in the corner of Murder Heart Monster. So Jake the Snake Roberts back into action, back into play once again. So Jake Roberts playing it like it is. He was on. I think he was on AEW YouTube channel or something. Dark Elevation. So he was on there. All right, that's what it is. All right, that does it for the Pro Wrestling Show this week. Well, for this Monday edition, Monday Night Raw recap. So, for me being Kendrick Dick saying so long, we'll see you next time for another edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.